Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hello, horror freaks. Welcome back to ScreamCity. I'm your host, Monica.
And I'm Jessica, and today we will be discussing our final summer slasher movie, Jaws 1975.
Yeah, we are on our last episode of season 2. That's a little exciting. But before we jump into the movie, Jessica, did you have any jump scares this week?
Well, it's been a second since we've seen each other. I've had a few jump scares recently. Number one, I turned 23.
That was a jump scare. This is true.
That was a jump scare. Work yesterday was a jump scare. This morning was a jump scare, which I've already mentioned.
Yeah.
I was having some troubles with my contacts, and then I dropped my entire water bottle outside.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But yeah, pretty much it.
Lot of little things, it sounds
little
like.
Things.
Yeah.
We went to Houston
Oh, yeah.
for a convention. That was pretty fun. But besides that,
That was the lighter side of things when we went to
Yeah.
Houston. It was fun.
that was fun. But
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, my jump scare, it's a little personal, so I'm not going to put it out there, but it was enough to affect us not being able to record last week. So that was the jump scare for the past week or so. Still dealing with that, but now I think it's gone a little bit lighter, a little bit better. Now we're just chilling. We're just kind of striding through, you know?
Yeah. Excited for spooky season.
Yeah, that started when August started.
Yes, but it's hard to celebrate it when it's 111 degrees outside.
This is 100% true because I'm waiting to pop out like my boots and my...
You know, we're supposed to hit like the 90s next week,
Oh my
and
God.
that's
a
enough
break
for me. That's
That's
good enough for
me.
me.
That's enough for me to pull out my
boots and
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. 80 degrees, I'm pulling out the Uggs.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, finally getting into this movie.
Since we're still in summer.
Yeah, since we're still in summer. If you haven't had the chance to watch this movie yet, you've had quite a bit of time. This has been out for a second.
Just a little bit.
But just know that there will be spoilers, so don't say we didn't warn you. But to give a quick synopsis, when a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Cape Cod, it's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down.
Yeah. I think that's a good... Did you get that off
I sure did.
IMDb?
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy, IMDb.
Your friend there.
Yeah.
No, it's a very short and very honest synopsis. But with that being said, Jessica, what are your 3 for this movie? So your favorite scene, your first impression, and your favorite kill.
Yeah. So first impression, I know that I watched this a million years ago with my dad. I cannot remember anything from back then, so I'm going to consider it this last time, basically my first time, which was like a couple weeks ago, I think, at this point. It was good. It was long.
Oh my gosh.
It was long.
It is.
But again, I'm a sucker for a good 70s slasher of any sort.
Yeah.
Even though this one includes an animal and not necessarily a human, but I think
Right.
those are still pretty cool. I thought the effects were really cool,
I thought so too.
especially, and I hate to say this because I feel like I typically say this for almost a lot of the older movies, but I think for it to have been in the 70s, I think the effects were pretty cool.
I think so too.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely a good summer movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely a classic that I think everyone knows at this point. And it's obviously, to me, the kind of starter for all the shark movies that we've got going on. Like, there are so many.
What was it, did he say in the last episode we were like, Jaws swam so that Meg could like trot his way through? Because it's true. So,
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my first impression. I enjoyed it overall. My favorite scene It's, I don't know if you consider it a death, but it's kind of it's a jump scare. It's when we find Ben's head.
Oh yes, in the boat or like his little canoe thing.
Yeah, it was a jump scare.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, that was kind of my favorite scene, just because again, I love getting scared.
The only time that I was like,
yeah,
my body took a screenshot in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
My favorite kill, I have to go with the first one, Christie's.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the actress did a really good job. And I was watching a video of kind of her experience filming this scene. And I was talking to Monica about this before we were recording. And we know that in a lot of like older movies, when a character in the movie is actually yelling out like help or it's hurting or whatever, they're like actually being hurt. I can't think of a movie right now, but I know that it's happening in quite a few.
The Exorcist.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was Exorcist, right?
Yeah.
But the actress, Christie's actress, said that she wasn't being hurt at all.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
She's like, reassurance, I'm fine.
Yeah. But she was just acting her butt off, which
good for
I
her.
think is great. But
said, my rent is due.
But what I really liked mostly about that kind of leading up to her death is just, I love the way that we see her getting like snatched to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I really like that scene.
She does have a really good kill scene. I also like how we get a kill scene within the first like 15 minutes of the movie or less.
I do appreciate that.
I like when like slashers start off with like, we know what you came to see. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you a little bit. We're going to give you a storyline, and then we're going to kill everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that about it too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's, I'd consider, I think, Christy my favorite kill.
This was good, yeah.
What about you?
My first impression with this movie, I can't tell you when I watched this movie for the first time. It's been so long. But I will say that I've only watched this like a handful of times. This definitely was not a movie for me that I was going back to constantly, like I was with like Chucky or something. But I knew that Jaws was one of those just like classics that's just like, if you've never seen it, like you should watch it. It gets me in the summer mood. It's a vintage type horror because I feel like it's one of the original horror movies that people went to go see in theater and they were like, oh my gosh, that was terrifying. Obviously watching it now, you're like, okay. But it's a great white shark. Like you can't get any better than that, you know? It sort of reminds me of like Jurassic Park. Like obviously like an older version. I think it's just because it deals with like three people trying to go against an animal. They're not identical, whatever. It's just the vibes that it gives me. So yeah, I mean, I also really enjoyed this movie. I don't have any hate towards it at all. I did forget also how long it was.
Very.
So when I rewatched it, I was like, I completely forgot that them trying to catch this shark takes literally like an hour. So, my favorite scene was more of a shot. I really liked the shot where Alex, the little boy who dies at the beginning, I like when his floaty is all cut up and it washes up on the beach in like with bloody water. And they show it for like a good 2-3 seconds. But I just like the way it looked because you can just hear the ocean wash it up and there's really nothing else in the background. And you just see like what the shark did and then you don't see a body. And it's really sad. But I thought like that scene or that shot was like really cool. For my favorite kill, I liked when the fisherman died. I don't remember his name. The fisherman on the boat when Jaws literally chomps down on him. I don't remember.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot the fisherman's name, but it's the three of them on the boat. Half of the boat is nearly gone because Jaws like jumps onto the boat. And I think what I liked about the kill is that you can just see him slowly sliding into the shark.
Yeah.
And then obviously the shark is just like...
It was just a hungry boy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I thought it was pretty good. If I wasn't going to choose that one, I was going to choose the one where before, you know where there's 3 kids on the water and then the guy that dies in the canoe?
Yes.
The reason I was going to choose his is because I liked when we see just his leg just sink to the bottom onto the floor. It was a really good one. I liked the way that looked. I mean, I know the point of the movie. So in my understanding was that there's like what 3-4 movies. So I'm like, do they just keep encountering like white sharks
Yeah,
And they just keep killing them?
I guess.
Because I was like, I don't understand why there's so many movies. Because he dies in this one.
Right.
They kill he kills
Or
Jaws
so
in this
they
one.
think. No.
Yeah, that was like, unless he comes back as something.
Right.
But I'm like, that's not that kind of movie.
Maybe it's like a ghost
Like
shark.
a ghost.
Wait, there's actually a movie called Ghost Shark.
Really?
I was looking up like a second ago, like all the shark movies, and there's literally one called Ghost Shark.
Interesting.
I'm interested to know now.
Like, is he actually a ghost? Because it just confused me. Because I was like, oh, like Jaws' kill was pretty cool. He literally explodes in water, but I don't know. I was just confused because I was like, wait, but there's like so many other movies. Because now that just, I guess, shows you that I haven't seen any of the other Jaws movies.
Oh,
but
well, I looked up Ghost Shark, the movie. Came out in 2013.
oh,
It says, when rednecks on a fishing trip kill a great white shark, its spirit comes back for revenge and soon turns its sights on the town of Smallport. I feel like it's kind of like a parody to Jaws.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Was not aware. Okay, cool.
Funny.
I love that. But okay, so now we can go ahead and discuss the movie a little bit and discuss our favorite moments. So starting off with what we get as like our first kill. So Chrissy, that woman is done. She's like halfway through the ocean.
Yeah.
When she swims out into the ocean naked, right? And then not this man just like chilling on the beach. I mean, then again, he can't hear her.
Lights on, no one's home.
Absolutely. Like, I don't know if he was just tired from chasing after her, but he was just like, I'm taking a nap here.
Honestly, same. Like anytime I get out of like the pool or something,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is a great time to nap.
This is a great time to nap. And I like how he's just like laying there. And then like, I like how it cuts to her drowning and like getting killed. And then it cuts back to him just being like sleeping, just like whatever, chilling. I just thought it was really sad.
I know you mentioned this to me, Monica, but Matt, girl,
He made my brain very confuzzled.
Yeah.
It made him as a character in this and his style. I think one
It's
just shows
so-
how style comes back
back.
around.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like this is just now how men dress now, but he looks so modernized in this movie. Like,
I know it throws me off.
yeah.
I thought he was really cute, but
Oh,
I was
yeah, he was really cute.
I was also talking to you earlier. But I recently started watching Gilmore Girls, and there's also a character, and I completely forgot his name, but he wears almost the exact same thing that Matt wears. It's just like, you know, a denim jacket,
Yeah.
a beanie,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you look so modern,
And it's the glasses too, because
so
guys wear
weird.
those glasses
Yeah.
too now. And so, like, I think if there's someone out there who does not know what like Jaws is, and you
Yeah.
were to show them this and be like, this is a modern movie, but it's like they made it like with the 70s base.
Yeah,
I think someone would believe it.
yeah, I think
Because
so
it's
too.
like, that's very true. He just looks so, when I saw him on screen for the first time, I was like, he looks like someone that probably lives in New York.
I was thinking he looks like someone I'd see at like an indie punk rock show or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Something really cool.
The scene where who was it that was like, it's a great white. He's like, oh what?
It's
Bro,
Matt, because he's like,
can't.
it's a great white shark, and then the man turns around all slow. And he's like, oh what?
Bro, I can't with his dumb
Oh,
ass.
I saw that and I like laughed so hard. It was really funny. Something that I need to keep remembering about older films is like these scenes are so long. They will stay on a scene for a good 5 seconds, but then I think about it now and I'm like, well, that's why my attention span sucks. Because
Right.
I'm like, if you watch a movie now, they'll cut to a scene for half a second and then they switch to something completely different. And then they'll keep you on that one for a good minute and then they'll switch to something completely different. If no one is talking in a scene, they don't bother showing it a lot of the time. So watching these older movies that I'm now catching with watching like Sleepaway Camp and what else did we cover that was like old?
The Burning?
Yes, The Burning. And then this one, they'll stay on a scene for a good 5 seconds and then of just nothing happening. And it's just that one scene.
Like, hello?
Yeah, and I'm like, did y'all forget to say cut?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? But I think I'm just realizing that I'm just like, these movies these days are just very like, okay, get to it. Something I picked up on this movie because they did that a lot.
The mayor. I can't stand him.
Annoyed me so bad.
I can't stand him.
I hated the mayor so much.
Was
I was
it
like, shut up and just sign it.
I know. But wasn't he also the one that was like, was it Matt who, whenever they brought up the tiger shark and he was like measuring and everything.
He started measuring the mouth.
Yeah. And he was like, no, like, I don't think it was.
Like, it could definitely possibly be
Yeah.
this one, but we'd have to cut it open to like see. And then the mayor was like, no, I'm not going to cut him open. Like, what's the point? Like, we caught it. And then I'm like, you're not being thorough.
How is that little baby tiger shark going to do shit?
I like how Jaws was supposed to be like the enemy of this whole movie, but I really do think that it was the mayor.
Oh, 1000%.
I would have punched the mayor right in the face if
Me
I
too.
ever saw him. And it made me angry whenever Alex's mom, the little boy's mom, like slapped the chief.
The sheep?
The chief. Because I'm like, he's the one that was like, no, I don't want people to go back out on the ocean,
Right.
or I don't want people to go back in the water. But the chief was like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you're slapping the wrong person.
I know.
So it was really sad. But I don't know. Yeah. And then again, I just never realized that this movie was 2 hours. I saw how long it was and I was like, what they doing?
Here's the thing. I feel like, and this is also going to sound horrible, but I swear I don't mean it in like a horrible way. But I feel like 2 hours nowadays is like, oh, I could, easy.
Oh, I could watch
2 hours back in the like older movies, I'm like, you know what I mean?
It's because of those scenes. Those scenes, they
Yeah.
stay on something for so long. And I'm
For
like,
example, Dinotopia is like a good 3-4 hours long. I don't remember how long that movie
Dinotopia?
was, but yeah, it was a really weird
Don't know what that
dinosaur
is.
movie, and it's fine. You'll live without watching it.
I guess that's true. I think, again, because of so much that gets packed on to like 3 hours for a movie now, like you have to be entertained by it. And then back then it was kind of just like, let's just piece all these. They were still learning, I feel like, how to do cutscenes.
Yeah, but like for example, Oppenheimer was 3 hours long.
I still need to watch it.
But here's the thing about Oppenheimer. So much is going on, like in 1 second.
That's what I mean.
That like it doesn't feel like 3 hours. To me, it did feel like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But to many people, it didn't. Which is good, But for I don't know. I feel like 100%. I think older movies did. I don't know if they did it on purpose, and that purpose was to, I don't know, make you feel more like you're in that
Like
situation.
an eerie, yeah. It definitely could have been. I
'Cause
think
there's a lot of, I think, movies where, they keep a scene on for too long.
you're
but-
kind of like, okay, get rid of it now.
But like in a way that is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For example, and I mentioned this movie in every. I mentioned this movie.
Here she
in
goes again.
Every episode. But for example, in Evil Dead Rise,
She's not.
bro.
This girl is not going to let this
Oh,
movie
I'm
rest.
never- I'm
like,
never gonna let this movie
she's
rest.
not going to just
For example,
let it rest
if
in peace.
if they would have left the scenes on for a little bit longer, I probably would have cried. Because I already hate it. Like, not hate the movie, but like I felt so
Uncomfortable.
but I
intense.
love the movie, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
it definitely could have been.
I was trying so hard not to mention this movie.
You're like, but I just cannot not.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Yeah. My sister pointed out that Jessica mentions this movie in every episode. And I'm going to be honest, like, I realized it, but I didn't realize how often you do it. And so I was like, she just is
I
really passionate
realized.
about the movie. And I immediately screenshotted that and I sent it to Jessica. And I was like, girl, you need help.
Yeah, I
She's
do.
like, I can't
and
help it.
Fun fact, I've only watched it once.
You have. You
And
haven't
it was
seen it.
I haven't watched
When
it
I
again.
tell you that, well, okay, to be fair, that was me with It 2017.
Yeah.
When I tell you that I went to this movie theater, I am not joking. I counted 5 times I went to the theater to watch this movie with different people. Because every time I would find someone new who's been like, I haven't gone to go see it. I'm like, right now. Let's go right now. I went to go watch it, and that's like all I would talk about for like the rest of the year, because it came out in September all the way up until December when it came out for like on Apple or something like that. I bought it digitally, and then I got it as a present for like Christmas or something. And yeah, so I mean, I completely understand. I definitely get you. When you're passionate about something, you just kind of have to compare it to everything else.
Exactly. Yeah.
I understand. But it's just so funny how I'm just like, I guess I never realized that other people can notice it too, and I just thought it was so funny. But no, I get you though. So these scenes in these movies, like these older movies, they're just way too long, and it makes me just like, there's like, okay, so in Jaws, I think alone, you'll see the ocean I think looking at the ocean, looking out into the ocean, looking at a beach is a solid 45 minutes of this movie. Like that's all. Like if you were to combine every single one of these scenes, it's a good 45 minutes.
Maybe they're trying to like have you anticipate, or trying to dive in a little bit further.
I mean, there's people who are scared of the ocean.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's who they're probably trying to trigger.
Now that we're
my brother-in-law is scared of the ocean.
Now that we're on this topic, I love the ocean, and listen. I don't want to really get into this, but personally, I wouldn't get on a submarine to go look at the Titanic. That's just me.
Me either.
That's just me because claustrophobia.
Absolutely.
But if it was like a bigger boat,
no,
like a bigger submarine, absolutely.
So here's my thing. I also genuinely love the ocean, and I love everything that lives in it. But I'm the type of person that's like, that's none of my business.
Oh, 1000%. It's none of my business.
Like, why am I gonna put my feet down there, knowing that they like the taste of flesh?
Right.
But and that's one of the things that I noted on here. I said, I feel this wouldn't have happened if we just stay out of the water. LOL. Right. Like, how about we mind our business and we let the ocean do what it needs to do? The circle of life 1000%. Inside the water.
Inside the water, yeah.
Because I'm like,
under the water.
I am under the water.
No. I love the ocean, and anytime there's like a TikTok video or something.
Yeah, same. Like, I am so fascinated with the ocean. I think it's fucking insane. There was this one TikTok that I saw that was like, the minute that marine biologists found out how deep the ocean goes or how many creatures we haven't discovered, we started to look for, like, they started to search outer space. So they're like, what the fuck did you find down there that you felt the need that we now have to leave the planet?
Yeah.
And so like it right? Like mind blown, because I'm just like, I mean, it is insane. We've only what's like the percentage that like goes around, like we've only covered like what 15-20% of the ocean.
I feel like it's less,
and I think it's fucking terrifying. I don't have like that megaphobia thing, but if I were to stand next to something that is 3 houses big, I think I would like pass out.
when they released the that like photo comparing where that submarine is at the bottom of the ocean compared to,
terrifying.
Was it, I don't know, Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower,
like everything,
stuff like that. I was like, God,
yep,
damn,
yep, yeah, it's terrifying. So my thing is like, but shout out to the marine biologists and who do, like, for people who do this as a career, because you have to be so fascinated by something to actually want to go and dive in and live with these things, to help study them, and for us to help to get, like, I'm very big on like the science part of that, because I'm like, it's part of our ecosystem. Like, we have to know about them. But my biggest thing is like, if you're not down there to learn, like, keep your ass out the ocean. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, I will go to a beach and I'm also a small person. So I'm like, I don't have to go too far into the ocean to like swim.
Right.
And even then, I don't even know how to swim. So like, what am I even doing in the ocean? So I will get hit by a wave and be like, okay, that was enough. I got to go back.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's this huge thing that I'm just like, again, we wouldn't have this movie if, somebody didn't try and go get killed by a white shark.
Right.
But I just like, just leave him alone. Mm-hmm. Like, you done made 3 movies. Leave him alone. Let him rest.
What are y'all doing? What is so important over there that y'all just keep wanting to freaking find these sharks?
Y'all want to die.
They do. They have a death
and
wish.
then they go and try to find the Meg. Like, leave Meg alone. What did she do to you?
Leave Brittany alone.
Brittany alone. Yeah, so it's, I don't know. So it's this whole thing that I'm just like, definitely fascinating. But I don't even know if my nephew's even seen Jaws when he was younger. Did he ever watch Jaws? Because I'm like, he was so obsessed with sharks. Like, he went
Aw.
through a shark phase. And I was like, yeah, sharks
I
are
feel
pretty
like
cool.
everyone kind of goes through like some sort of shark
Yeah.
or marine creature.
Oh my God. My
Face.
aunt, dolphins. Dolphins.
Dolphins are kind of
everything.
weird.
They are. Dolphins are weird as fuck.
Okay.
They're predators.
But like, I feel so bad for orcas.
Oh, I do too. Like killer whales.
Yeah.
That's really
Like the one
sad.
that recently just died.
That's very sad. Again, it's part of the thing where I'm just like, why?
Exactly.
Leave them alone.
Like,
I mean, again, it's a whole conversation because it's like there's some that are endangered, there's some that do really truly need help and can't live out, like they wouldn't survive out in the wild. Like it's this whole thing. So I'm like, for sure, But I'm just
but like for viewing pleasure and for like human pleasure or whatever,
no,
like
just leave it alone, bro.
just leave it alone.
Yeah,
Let
for
them-
sure.
Let them,
For sure.
whatever.
Anyway, back to Jaws.
Back to
Jaws was a
Jaws.
really good one. However, again, I don't think we give enough credit to the people who actually are in these movies.
Of course.
So,
So with that being said, I think it's time to get into the cast.
absolutely.
So,
I thought that was Rob Schneider, and I was like, "Where the fuck was he in
Shut
this movie?" Like, I did not see my man Rob
Monica.
Schneider. Did you know that Rob Schneider is married to a Mexican?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was either him or Adam Sandler. I couldn't remember who it was, and then I recently saw a TikTok of that man eating almost every Mexican dish known to man, and I was like, respect.
If I'm not mistaken, first of all, I love Rob Schneider, but
I do too.
second of all, I remember finding that out, and this I don't know how we got from Jaws to Rob Schneider, but
It's Roy Schneider, or yeah, right?
Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider. Okay, I thought it was Rob Schneider.
But anyway, now that we're on the topic of Rob,
Love you.
Yeah, he was wearing a Theater's jersey, I think, and I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah, I
or
remember
something
that.
Like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Anyway,
yes. Cast, we've got Roy Scheider, who plays Brody, Robert Shaw as Quint, Richard Dreyfuss as Hooper, Lorraine Gary as Ellen Brody, Murray Hamilton as Vaughn, Carl Gottlieb as Meadows, Jeffrey Kramer as Hendricks, and Suzanne Backlini as Chrissy. And again, this movie is quite old. So unfortunately, we have lost 3 from my research of the cast. We lost Roy Scheider in 2008, Robert Shaw in 1978, which was literally what 3 years after the movie came out.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And Murray Hamilton in 1986.
Quint was the fisherman, I think,
Okay.
and Hooper, who is Max. Hooper, yeah, he played the. Okay, so I now have my people in mind of like, because like I couldn't remember who was who. Yeah, R.I.P. to the people who are no longer with us.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a like R.I.P.
All right,
guys. No, I mean, I feel like when it comes to covering older movies, I get very like sad because then I'm like, they're probably not here anymore.
Yeah. No, I was doing my research, and again, from my research, these 3 are the only ones who have passed. Which, honestly, for it to have been a movie that came out 40-something years ago,
Oh, don't ask me.
I don't know
how to,
math.
I don't know how to do
so-
mental math.
Anyway, 50,
You're still trying. Just give up.
50, 53.
53 years.
Damn. Wait, no,
75?
75.
75 minus 23. 1975 minus 23. 2023.
48. 48 years.
That's still a good minute.
So their 50th anniversary is 2025.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, slay. For it to have only been 48 years and only 3 people from the main cast pass
true.
away, that's kind of slay of them.
It is very. I completely agree. I wonder
Yeah.
how old Jaws would have been. Because sharks live a really long time.
They do. Do they? Let me look.
I'm now curious. I went through like a little rabbit. I was telling Jessica before we recorded that
sharks live 20 to 30 years.
Oh, never mind. He would have probably died.
I
could have sworn they lived up to like their 70s. What sea creature am I thinking of that lives up until like
turtles?
100? Oh, I know turtles live. They're fucking ancient.
Greenland sharks can live up to 272 years.
Well, I know that man was around when Jaws was around. He said, "Yup, my homie died."
Gone too soon.
Absolutely.
But he
always pouring out one up for Jaws.
1000%. But he has lived a long enough life to know to not go near.
Oh, absolutely.
Humans.
He's like, I've seen what y'all do. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
He's like, I'm gonna stay my ass down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But fun fact, and I guess now that we're on the topic of old animals, I met a cat yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Really
That's
sad.
it. I met a cat.
I met an old ass cat.
I met a 22-and-a-half-year-old cat yesterday.
Yeah, cats.
I'm like, we could be twins.
I truly think that cats live out of spite. I don't think they can be going through some of the worst, like.
And this cat was just coming in for a UTI.
Yeah.
Not for anything else, if you know what I mean. It was just coming in for a UTI. And I was like, same girl. Like, dang, okay. But,
what about some facts about the movie?
Yeah, some facts about the movie. Okay, so this movie is obviously loaded with super cool facts.
Yeah.
And trivia, of course, since it's been 48 years.
Right.
Since it first came out. So it was a bit hard trying to compose just a few fun facts for you guys. But I do want to start off with one, and that is that several decades after the film's release, Lee Fierro, who played Mrs. Kinter, walked into a seafood restaurant and noticed that the menu had an Alex Kinter sandwich. Just wait for it. She commented that she had played his mother so many years ago. The owner of the restaurant ran out to meet her, and he was none other than the Jeffrey Voorhees who played her son.
You're fucking lying.
They had not seen each other since the original movie shoot.
That is where did you hear that? That sounds
my
too
homie,
specific.
My homie, IMDb.
Oh, if that is like an honestly like an awesome like if that's a true fact, I
like to believe it's a true fact.
I would like to too, because that is so sweet. I like the fact that he was like, I played this kid and he died, and then how funny would it be to name him after a sandwich, or to name a sandwich after him,
after himself,
who played a kid who got eaten.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the second and final fun fact that I've got for you guys is, according to the writer Carl Gottlieb, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, the line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," was not scripted, but was ad-libbed by Roy Scheider.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I mean, because
and it's now iconic.
Absolutely, and it will be the title of this episode because I enjoy it.
I do enjoy it.
I love it. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like how a lot of the things that become such classics for certain movies, like what they're known for, ends up being like, oh, that wasn't even scripted. And it's like, those are always the best. And that's how you know you have a really good actor or actress on your hands, when they can create shit out of nowhere and it becomes the highlight of the movie.
And I just looked it up, but Jeffrey Voorhees owns who plays Alex, owns a restaurant called The Wharf Pub, located at 3 Main Street in Edgartown, Massachusetts. So if you're in Massachusetts, or if you're visiting,
go visit Alex.
Go visit Mr. Voorhees.
Mr. Voorhees. That's really cool.
So that's cool.
Okay.
It is a real restaurant.
That's cute.
So that's cool.
We should go visit.
We should.
All right. Since we're nearing kind of the end of the episode, we're going to try a little Would You Rather? Yeah. So for this Would You Rather be stuck out in the ocean on a boat or on a buoy?
Buoy.
On a buoy.
I think.
And in both scenarios, you're being stalked by a great white shark. So I feel like the safe route was to be on a boat, right?
Right.
But we saw how quick Jaws was to eat that shit up.
Right. Here's the thing about me. Is that
I wouldn't be out there to begin with.
Maybe. But I love the movie Aquamarine.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's I haven't watched this movie in a fat second. Yes, there is. In the movie, Aqua, the mermaid,
Love her.
she grabs onto a buoy, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of want to live out my mermaid life.
You want to live on? You want to? So you,
I'll probably choose the buoy.
okay, I was gonna say. So it sounds like you're choosing the buoy. I would also
For fun.
choose. Okay, I was gonna say choose the buoy. I feel like yes, you have less space to walk around in, but it's made of metal, and I feel like
That could hurt the shark, maybe.
yeah, that. And I saw The Shallows, and there's
Yes.
there's a scene where Blake Lively is on a buoy, and there's a box in the buoy that they have like a stored away like flamethrower, like a flamethrower gun type
Yes,
thing.
I do remember that. She
and
shoots it into
yeah,
his mouth, right? Or
yes,
something like that?
she shot it into the. I think she shot it at the shark, and
Yeah.
then but the first bullet she shot it out in the air because she saw a ship like
Mm-hmm.
way out all the way about. It was a really sad because it looked like the gun maybe hadn't been used in a very long time, so she shoots it and it just goes pew.
Oh.
It was really sad, but then she ends up shooting it at the shark. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'd have a little bit of a better chance at a buoy because
But also, it's like pretty tall. Well, I mean, it's kind of tall, so I guess you could climb up to the very top.
you can
right?
climb up as much as you can, and then again, like I think there was even a part where she climbs up to the top, and then because she's so heavy at the top, she ends up going underneath the water with it, and then she flips the buoy around.
That's scary.
It's very scary, but then I don't know. I feel like you can maneuver a buoy, but like on a boat, you're
I'm
fucked
on
if
a
he eats
boat.
it.
Hey, let me drive the boat.
Yeah, let me drive the boat. I feel like you'd be fucked because then one puncture in that boat and you're a goner.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not much. You're going down with the Titanic.
Absolutely.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But yeah, so
That turned dark
I'm
real
taking my
fast.
chances on a buoy.
Same. I
Okay.
think these just look so much fun. Right? Like they look fun. You know what? I
For
kinda
sure, for
wanna,
sure.
I want to buy a buoy just
Okay.
for funsies.
And in both of these scenarios, you're out like in the ocean, so you're not near the island.
but like, don't don't cancel me for not knowing my buoy facts. But aren't they typically near the what the fuck is it called?
like a dock.
No, I mean yeah, kind of like near the sand.
Oh, like the way they're anchored, or what do you mean?
Like their location in general. Like aren't they typically? I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you and show my lack of education on buoys here,
Uh-huh.
but I don't even know what the purpose is for them. I don't know what they're for.
Aren't they for like?
I don't fucking know. Don't ask me.
An anchored float serving as a navigation mark
Oh, okay. That
to
makes
show
sense.
reefs or other hazards, or for mooring.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, because like they're out in the middle of the ocean, but there's some that like it makes sense if you kind of use them like as a mark of being like, this is where this location is,
Right.
This is where that one is,
Or
but they're so far apart.
aren't they typically connected to like little flags or something, and it's like you can't swim over that buoy? Yeah, I think that's girl. I don't know. Don't ask me.
I'm not a fisherman, and to be
Neither
fair,
am I.
I'm never gonna be that far into the ocean, so I don't even have to know.
Right.
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't plan on ever
Alright.
going like scuba diving or anything like
Nope.
that. So, as much as like I would love to like ride a boat
Mm-hmm.
and like
Let me drive the boat.
act rich and
Right.
stuff, I don't think I ever would.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and rate this movie.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just like anyway.
Let's go ahead and rate this movie.
Okay.
Now this is a horror movie, so we will have our two scales of satisfactory and scary.
Scary.
But just a reminder that just because a horror movie is good does not always mean that it is scary, and vice versa.
This is 100% true.
Okay, Monica?
Absolutely.
All right.
I agree.
So, Monica, what do you rate this movie?
My scary skill is a solid 2 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not scary.
No.
It's not scary. Again, I got one jump scare out of this, and the thought of a great white shark eating me out in the ocean is pretty scary. You know what I mean? Which is why I am staying out of the ocean. So, but overall, it's a 70s movie. It's not that scary. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. But satisfactory, I'm giving it a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10. It was a good one. I'm enjoying. I mean, again, I enjoy the vibes. I enjoy the 70s classic. I like how it takes place at Cape Cod, like this small little beach village
filled with rich people.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's a classic. How can you not like a classic?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what about you?
I think I'm gonna have to copy you.
Love.
Yeah.
Slay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Scary too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we had that jump scare.
I'm telling you, my body took a screenshot
Now,
of that 'cause I was not
listen.
expecting that.
If my mama would have been on this episode, she would have said that Scary was 10 out of 10
Right.
because she
Right.
watched it when it came out or something like that. And it was like one of the most terrifying movies that she had ever watched. And I literally asked her recently, I was like, did you ever watch Jaws? And she was like, I sure did. And I was like, did you like it? And she was like, no, it was scary. I was like, how? But anyway, yeah,
Love.
2 out of 10. Satisfactory, same.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing against it. I don't hate it. There was nothing that I mean, besides it being pretty long.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the effects were really good. The kills were really cool.
I liked it too. Jaws was an animatronic, correct? I think he was. I think they made a huge animatronic.
I'm going to say yes.
I think that too. Oh my gosh, I'm just now remembering that fucking scene where those kids acted like a shark. I would have still shot them.
Oh, 100%.
I would have been like, yeah, you want
That's what you get.
Yeah, now
for
you want
playing
to die.
stupid. Mhm.
Yeah, now you actually get to die, like
Yep.
the shark that we want to catch.
Yeah.
He's like, he made me do it, and I'm like, and not you snitching out your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you suck. Yes, they named him Bruce. They named the animatronic Bruce.
It says it originally had tenure at Universal Studios Hollywood until 1990 when it moved to the Alden Brothers Auto Wrecking Firm in Sun Valley, California. The business closed in 2016 and owner Nathan Adlin donated the shark to the Academy Museum.
Aw, cute.
And I was going to say, yeah, on my end, I think I got the second half of that, is that in 2016, the Academy Museum acquired the shark model through the contribution of Nathan. And it says, it's been a long journey for Bruce since he was acquired in 2016, and we couldn't be happier to welcome him to his new home, said Bill Kramer, director and president of the Academy Museum.
Oh my gosh, where's the Academy Museum? I want to see the real Jaws.
Probably Cali.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds so cool. And I was gonna say, when we were watching it last night, I asked Mateo, I was like, is that why they named the shark from Finding Nemo? Is that why his name is Bruce?
Aww.
Because
I didn't think about
'Cause- But is he a
his
great
name-
white? I think he's a great white
I
shark.
think he has a great one.
Yeah, he's really
Aw,
cool.
Inshallah, they find him.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Anyway,
All right.
cute.
Well, I think this concludes this episode of Jaws. It looks like we are nearing the end, but as always, we did have a blast while recording this. If today's episode intrigued you and you haven't watched this episode or this, and you haven't watched this movie, and you would like to, you can rent it on almost any streaming service for $3.99. You can watch it free on Tubi with commercials. I own it, so I didn't have to do either of those. I bought it on Vudu. But yeah, thanks again. And of course, to everyone who's tuning in and listening, we truly appreciate all of you. And if you want to keep up with us, we will have our social media in the summary description.
Yes, and again, I know we always say this, but we sincerely do appreciate you all for listening and for supporting us through this second season.
Yeah, which is now at an end.
It is now at the end, yes.
Yeah,
and soon, oh my God, wait, Monica, when's our 1 year anniversary?
I think it's August 8th.
No.
I think
No.
so. When's our, yeah.
Are you sure? Did we already pass our anniversary? Oh, August 12th. Well, August 12th was our first, like,
Episode?
not episode. It's our introduction to Scream City.
August 12th.
Yes. And then August 16th is Why Horror. But technically, our very first movie review was August 23rd, and it was It.
Yes, which we will redo.
We will redo.
We will most likely redo our Scream episode and our It episode because, I mean, now that we have a little bit of a better flow and understanding of how we want these episodes to
Yeah.
go, we're going to have to revisit both of those because those are both really good movies and the whole reason of why we started what we started. But, you know, that's going to be for maybe another time. But yeah, this is the end of season 2. We're honestly just excited to say that we even have 2 seasons.
I know.
It's really cool to say that. But So with that being said, after this week, we will be taking a 2-week break so that way we can work on season 3 and finalize it. But then also just to show our solidarity with or to the SAG and the WGA strike that's going on, because I think Dead Meat's podcast and YouTube kind of
explained it pretty well.
Yeah.
Kind of, if you've watched James' video, he basically kind of said what we want to say is we wouldn't be doing this without the writers.
Yeah. Movies, TV shows, anything that falls into cinema, like entertainment and things like that, like we wouldn't be able to have that without the writers. And I think they worded it so perfectly where they said, like, we've worked in classic union, like classic and union and things like that. So it's like, we know what it's like to not be able to have rights if you don't fight for them.
Right.
And we want to be able to show and support that is 100% true. And it's very unfortunate that big companies can get away with things like this until something is done about it. So with that being said, we'll take our little 2-week break. We'll still be active on our social medias and things. So like, feel free to like DM us about things. Tell us your thoughts on movies or like what you think we should maybe cover in season 3. We normally like to have a lineup already ready prior to the season. But if there's something that maybe you feel we need to cover, then let us know and we can try to include it. We're probably going to try a little bit something different for next season. Hopefully maybe look into starting some video. If not, instead of pre-planning our movies, we kind of pull out from like a jar and then maybe get surprised on what movie we're talking about next week, and just kind of like some different ideas that we're working on.
And kind of like Monica said, we will be kind of researching starting videos and stuff, but we'd also like to be a little bit more active on our YouTube. As many of you know, Monica and I like to attend conventions and horror events and all of that. And we kind of want to vlog for you guys and show you guys what, we kind of experience at these conventions and all that fun stuff, and attempt to get that recorded for you guys. But
just like little things like that I think it's fair that we start showing a little bit more of our faces and not just our voices. Now, before we end this episode, Jessica, do you think that this week's movie was a movie?
I think this week's movie was a movie.
I thought it was a movie.
Right?
Yeah. It's been a while. Well, I don't know. Yeah, like, oh my God. I've seen some movies that have been a movie lately. Jaws was just not one of them.
Really?
It's just a classic.
Yeah.
It's just a classic.
No, 100%.
It's an enjoyment.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
But it's not a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've definitely seen worse.
1000%.
Yeah, I will say this has made me want to watch more movies like that involve like I haven't seen, what did you call it? The crawling?
Oh, the crawl?
Or crawl.
With the alligator or crocodile? One of them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know one has a narrow mouth and the other one has a
I know
wider.
one will see you later and the other one will see you in a while.
I fucking hate you.
Hey, am I wrong?
That was an awful joke.
No. Anyway, SNL, sign me up.
Yeah. But pay me good, please.
Pay me good. They also stopped, right?
I'm pretty sure.
No, they did. Yeah, SNL stopped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Production because of that. Anyway.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so there you guys have it. Thank you again for tuning in. We will talk to you guys in 2 weeks, but keep updated on social media. As always, we've been your host, Monica.
And I'm Jessica.
Stay safe and stay spooky.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oof, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.
Mm-hmm.